Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh, and yeah, if you didn't subscribe to my channel yet, hit the subscribe button and subscribe for my channel because I am cool, okay? Please. Okay. I have to say that I've been trying to film this episode at least 5 times and I just cannot make it because there are construction workers working from 8 until 9 and the noise is horrible. I have the kindergarten and like the children are singing. I have a neighbor that has a piano and is playing, and you know, I just cannot make it. And since we are talking about cones, I will talk about cones today because yes, okay, constructions everywhere. They are building things, they are demolishing things. When you have to actually focus on some things and you have someone like, you know, oh, my head is exploding. Might get a little bit too hot wearing this. I sweat. So let's start with the hot weather. You see that the hot weather is pointing to pros and it's pointing to cons. Now, if you ask me, the hot weather is definitely a pro. I cannot survive without sun. I cannot survive without sunbathing. I cannot survive without the hot weather. But if you ask some Singaporeans, they will be like, I hate the hot weather. It's too humid. Oh my God, it's too hot. You know, it's very personal. I have to say that there are times when I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. I want air conditioning. Continue. Okay, my first product, cone. We are talking about cones today. Cones. Too small and it might get boring at times. Okay. Right now we are in a very particular situation and I have to admit that I'm very happy to be here because seeing what's happening in Europe, it's very messed up. We are slowly coming back to normality, or at least the new normal. Everything is open, we can go to restaurants, we can, we've been into the pandemic for so long that I actually forgot what were the things that we were doing before pandemic, like what we were doing. I don't remember anymore. There are different opinions on this and I'm just gonna share how I feel. Is that okay? Singapore is a city, it's an island. There is the triggering point when you want to actually leave Singapore just for a few days of, you know, refresh, a little bit of, you know, battery charging. And even though it offers you a lot of great opportunities and a lot of great experiences, there is a moment that you want to do something that is just not here. Next one is my favorite one and it's actually painful when I have to talk about it because a lot of people don't understand me. But people, I am suffering with the air conditioning. For me it's crazy. It's crazy to be outside with 33 degrees and wherever I enter the temperature is gonna be 16 degrees. It's like double, you know. Me and the air conditioning, we don't like each other. We have like a hate relationship and I just cannot stay in such a strong air conditioning place. And whenever I talk to people, local Singaporeans, they'll be like, oh, but the air conditioning is the best thing about Singapore. And I'm like, here is where you lost me. I hate the air conditioning. Did someone say Singapore is expensive? Yes, it is expensive. I don't even know where to start from. I'm gonna focus on all of the different aspects of what is expensive in Singapore, but I'll just tell you like the rent, the housing here. In my previous video, you can see that I'm talking about the rent, the air conditioning maintenance that you have to pay every 3 months, the transportation, which is not the public transportation, but buying a car here in Singapore, the groceries and the alcohol. Since big part of our groceries is alcohol, I have to say that you have to make the calculations of how much you want to spend on groceries and alcohol, but I am telling you that I'm still getting shocked when I see a bottle of wine that costs $80 really, and I'm like, okay, but this exact same wine in Italy costs like 10 euro. You know, I am trying to make the calculations, but it just doesn't work out for me. I am really adapting to everything, you know, it's expensive, but the thing that really hurts my heart is the alcohol. It's very expensive to be covered here in Singapore. I will give you like an example. Tomorrow I will have like a little biopsy on my face, and just to take a little piece of skin from my face cost me 1.5k. It's crazy, right? And if you don't have insurance here in Singapore, you're lost. You need to have yourself covered with a nice insurance. Text me if you want to know more. Another con. Oh my god. The administration here, it's so long and it takes so much time to do something that you would expect you can do in one day. I will tell you, long story short, when I arrived here, I wanted to have my bank account. So I go to the bank, but then the bank are like, oh, but you need to have a Singaporean number. So you have to go to the mobile operator. I go to the mobile operator, but the mobile operator is like, oh, but you need to have a bank account. So now tell me, what do I do? Do I need to have the bank account first or the mobile operator first? Trust me, it cost me so much time and troubles going around because they don't really explain you. They just like, okay, you need to do that. You just need to figure out on your own how to do that. I had to schedule an appointment online on the website, and there were 3 choices. And I put the choice which says none of the above choices, since what I wanted was not mentioned above. I go with printed everything, and they're like, but this is not what you should do. You have to go back on the website and schedule another appointment. And then I'm like, I cannot do it now. Like, I am here and I cannot schedule the appointment now with you. No, you have to go on the website. But now is the future and everything is happening digitally. But since I'm there, can you just please help me? It was the same thing when we were in quarantine. If you need something, you have to hold on the line for 10 minutes, eventually to understand that you will get a text message saying you need to go on this website and submit your application. What do we have next? Driving in Singapore. It's expensive, yes. Well, I didn't want to buy a car here, but I know people that wanted to buy a car here, and trust me, it's crazy expensive. Like, I will put here just a random car because I didn't check the prices, but trust me, it's so expensive to get a car here. And the other thing is that you actually need to convert your driving license. My boyfriend has an Italian driving license and he had to take the test, he had to pay, so he had to convert his driving license. The con that I am now gonna talk about, it's kind of personal and I really don't want to go in depth, but the expat integration. You know that Singapore is famous for expats, for foreign workers that come here. I get to see a little bit of hate towards the foreigners here. I read horrible comments towards, they just generalize. If you're an expat or if you are a foreigner, means that you bring the West mind to Singapore and this is not going to be tolerated here. I have to say that I love the rules in Singapore. I love that everything is organized and there are legal actions for everything. But then I really don't like how certain people look at the expats. I understand that there is a real fight for jobs between local people and foreigner people, and I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but I would like to live hear all the hate comments that I've been reading for the last few months, but there are just so many, you know. They're like, go back to your country, we don't want you here, you're rubbish, you're trash, please go and breach the rules in your country, we don't want you here. There are keyboard warriors that would like and go and hate random people, but please don't be so hateful. Yes, if someone breached the rules and they got deported from Singapore, this is what they deserve. But you don't have to generalize that everyone that is a foreigner in Singapore is a bad person, because I am really sick of reading these comments. I am in a country, I respect your rules. I love this country for all of the things that it has to offer me. I am trying and I'm doing my best because I am in your country and I'm doing that. So it's very unfair to go and generalize that every foreigner here is a bad person. Let's just sum up this con because it's really long. Okay, another con. I am just gonna be very fast on this one. I am an animal lover, and the fact that I cannot bring my pet around in Singapore, it's actually, you know, painful. Even when you go to a park, there would be a sign with the dog that dogs are not allowed. I think so far I've been to 2 places that allow dogs. Like, what? The only dogs that are allowed are obviously the dogs that help people with disabilities. And I was so shocked when I read this story. Oh my god, I am gonna find it, and if I find it, I will show a link to it. When there was this girl, I don't remember if she had some disabilities, so she needed a dog guide, and she was inside the bus or in an MRT, and the dog was, you know, laying on the floor, and there were people taking pictures, sending it to the authorities saying, oh, but dogs are not allowed inside the MRT. Like, man, are you out of your mind? Can you please mind your business? If this dog is inside the MRT, it's for a reason. My heart is broken. The vacation days. I was working with a local Singaporean brand, and I had 14 paid days. 14 days per year. Let's just say that it would take me somewhere around 24 hours to go back my home and 24 hours to come back here. 2 days are gone. I am left with 12 days. So for 12 days, I would like, you know, to go back to my home, but also if it's possible to explore Asia, Southeast Asia, around Singapore. How do I do that? I take unpaid leave. What I've heard is that there are also companies with only 7 days of paid leave. Oh my god, 7 days. I am really sorry, but I just cannot. There are still public holidays that you can form like a long weekend around it, but still, you know, if you want to travel during a public holiday, it's so expensive because everyone is moving and the flying tickets are so expensive. So the idea was actually to stay the public holiday in Singapore and leave when everyone was coming back, because actually the tickets and the accommodation would be a little bit cheaper, but then it means that you need to take a paid leave, and if you don't have paid leaves, what do? Unpaid leaves. Woohoo! I'm gonna wrap up this video, but you make sure that you subscribe for my channel. I hope you like the things that I shared with you, and I see you soon, guys. Bye.